Chile is like many other countries when it comes to football. The women's national team is always overshadowed by the men's team. Well, this week, Chile's women will be competing in the World Cup for the time. CGTN's Joel Richards has more.
The game may look the same, but in Chile, football is changing.
Women's football is being more and more supported by Chilean women. We see the strength of Chilean women.
Gloria and her daughter Catalina are killing time before watching the women's national team's last game ahead of the 2019 Women's World Cup in France.
The women's team haven't been together long as a team, so it shows they just needed an opportunity. There was talent, but not the opportunity.
Chile has qualified for its first ever World Cup, an historic achievement that many players say is about more than just what they have done on the pitch.
The triumph of reaching the World Cup is more than sporting, which of course is important, but for society and on a cultural level, it is very important.
Daniela Pardo plays for the Santiago Morning Football Club, which this year handed the first ever professional contracts to its women's team. Like many countries in the region, Chile has been debating women's rights in recent months and recent years, and that debate has spread to football. In Chile, Santiago Morning are the reigning champions. Captain Francisca Mardones says women being handed professional contracts is just a small first step.
But for us, it is a lot. We had to wait 10 years to get professional contracts like the men, and I hope we don't have to wait another 10 years so that future players can get much more than what's available now.
Yet coach Paula Navarro is concerned about growth in the women's game. South American clubs do not receive payment for player transfers, so cannot recoup their investment in developing players. Navarro says there needs to be a change in the rules.
When that happens, there will be more clubs and more professional teams. But without that, they won't spend much and only invest what they can.
As women's club football grows in the country, the women's national team is focusing on the World Cup. Chile's men's team won their first ever major title in 2015, the Copa America, which they won at this stadium. Now it's the turn of the women's team to make history. Chile will be one of the sides making their first ever appearance at the World Cup in France, but they face a real challenge. They've been grouped with the United States, Sweden and Thailand.